What's going on, party people? This is Lex Bree here. As you should know, already know, will know, all that. So, this is Lex Bree here, back at it with another one. You know what I'm saying? We're going to tuck some ish today. You know what I'm saying? Sunday. Let's break some bread. Come get your medicine. I got it right here for you. Mhm. Now, if this is your first time, I always like to pretty much give you a little bit of background on what you do here so that way you don't waste a lot of your time. But I'll guarantee you this though, after you know what you know, you're gonna want to stick around because you know better, you do better. So what we do here, technically, we talk about spirituality, right? So, but most importantly, I emphasize on the ego, the false self, and also the true self. And the reason being because I realize those are the critical um, knowledge that one have to understand in order for you to elevate or to transform yourself, or even to acknowledge you as the true spiritual being that you are. Because a lot of us, sometimes we don't look at spirituality as this is our regular life. Do you see what I'm saying? And which it is, because all of our actions are pretty much shaped by our thoughts, our intellect, or our emotions. So this goes to show you. You know what I'm saying? Like what you don't see is what rules what you see. So therefore, in so many words, you have to be involved in what you don't see, which is the intellect, understanding your emotions and why you act a certain way. All of that comes from your shadow self, the part that is not tangible about you. So that's another reason why, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know, you don't know. But the reality is, it's not about, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I know for me personally, my whole approach to spirituality, you know what I'm saying, was more like the monks or the nigga that wrap his ass, you know what I'm saying, around with the fucking towel and with the shit on top of this, turban, whatever the fuck you call that. I mean, it's pretty much because of the way you've been conditioned to look at it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I know I used to look at it too. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're a man of God, for instance, like you have a certain um set of behaviors, conditions that are already there. Do you see what I'm saying? And in so many words, that's how we can also tell what's a lawyer, what's a doctor. If a motherfucker wearing a blouse, automatically, do you see what I'm saying? So that's part of our conditioning. But most importantly, referring to, the whole spirituality shit, that's how, what I'm saying? But it has nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit of that and a whole lot of everything else. The little bit of that, yes, the monks, that's very important because they're making a statement. Do you see what I'm saying? By they're making a statement, they're devoting themselves publicly to the world and also to themselves. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and technically, and that's how they dress up. I mean, there's a whole other stuff, but I'm just saying, like, there's nothing bad about it. That's what I'm trying to say. Do you see what I'm saying? However, spirituality is way more than that. It's not just making that statement, but it's everything else and everybody else. It's you taking a shit, you understanding your life, you having to raise kids. All of that shit is spiritual. hmm So, in a nutshell, damn, that was a long introduction. I guess I'm feeling myself. But anyway, so pretty much that's what I do here. So I've been giving out tips on how to actually align yourself with your true self, but most importantly too, like I've been kind of like help you to identify those non-tangible things about you, and that's what in so many words a therapist does. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker get you to talk about your some of your deepest emotions. In so many words, that's what the spiritual healer does as well. Which I am one. I help you to identify, what I'm saying, to identify those emotional patterns that tends to actually hurt you. And what I'm saying, liberate yourself from that, man. Make you free. We're trying to help you get it to be free, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever the fuck you're going through, what I'm saying, we're gonna help you how to release that shit and be in touch with yourself. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a whole package. But anyway, so with that being said, that's what I've been doing. Check out my other videos and also check me out on the Patreon. I will link all of that information down there, people. Okay, let's get this meal. You know what I'm saying? But today's Sunday. This is what I want to talk about, man. Like I've been thinking about. Well, not really thinking about, but it was more like as I am, in so many words, specializing myself because I chose to talk about the ego, the false self, and the true self. So I am specializing myself in so many words in being that gatekeeper that would help people to somehow get in touch with themselves by healing themselves, by understanding themselves, and being the best version of who they are. And the person that you are is actually connected to what is called the invisible, the whole world. That's why you are the Son of God, because God is where it's in you. Meaning, these things, the spiritual aspect of you that you got to heal, you got to go through the transformation. That is the God in you. So the whole approach, the whole um what the fuck? What am I saying approach here? Mm-hmm. I'm still sipping a little bit of rose. So, what I wanted to talk about is, as I was saying before, as I, specializing myself in those different departments, then I realized there are so many other component that plays a big part in it. For instance, I always talk about eating from the tree of life, meaning the heart knowledge, right? So those are some of the fruits or the food that is needed for you to open up your heart. Now, what I'm really going to talk about here is it's how do you open up your heart? And the differences pretty much and what is to have an open heart. Anyway, well, let's just start there, right? I'm gonna as well ask the question and I'm about to answer it too, niggas. Because not a lot of people has what is called an open heart. So when we talk about an open heart, or for me at least, I'm talking about having the ability to be open to something that is beyond what you know, or that's more than what you know. Because a lot of us, the closed heart comes in where pretty much we're not expending ourselves. The open heart, on the other hand, right? It open up itself, but it's not just the action of opening up, but it comes with an understanding, right? Because, and also with faith, it comes with courage, strength. All of that, are some of the, things that help you to open up your heart because you may get hurt in so many ways. Now, I'm not referring to relationship, but I'm saying making may get help. I mean, hurt in general because relationship is just an aspect of our emotional side of us. It's not the entire thing. So, meaning someone could be hurt in so many different ways, not necessarily just in relationship type of deal, but in regular. In fact, that's what being a healer pretty much is helping you to heal your wounded child. Do you see what I'm saying? Your disappointment in life, your emotional disappointments, like I don't know, or looking to be like somebody else. All of these things. hmm They pretty much are part of you being hurt. But again, I think that was very important for me to say only because sometimes when I mention relationship, people tend to look at it just on that level. But to get back to what I was saying, then having that open heart, right? Not being afraid of being hurt, but most importantly, that's kind of like stepping outside of your comfort zone. Well, at least you're willing to. You see what I'm saying? Because I now understand, like, well, a lot of the great masters or any spiritual teachers, we knew how to come down to earth. We understood the key of us, trying to get back to our path. We knew coming down to earth, the key to go back to our path was by having an open heart. So that's why you'll see most spiritual teachers from the humble beginnings, they had an open heart, meaning they were open to a whole different world. Even though everybody was going this way, they're like, no, there's got to be something else. Right. And that's when the whole journey starts by learning about yourself, which I had gone through. And so many, when I listen to other spiritual teachers, that's also their testimony. So that tells you we are all the same spirit, what I'm saying, doing it in different ways. Do you see what I'm saying? But a lot of us are spiritual masters. Then that's why our life are fucking eternal. Because there's no way for me to be able to dissect all the shit that I learned in this period of life. It wouldn't make sense. Because we are so like not like robot, but you would need to be exposed to certain things for you to be, even to have a like an open mind. You know what I'm saying? That's why education is very important because at a very young age, what I'm saying, you know how to open up yourself or whoever's giving it to you, but it could also damage you too. And that's what we see happening with, people that are parents, but who do not have the proper understanding of what being a parent is. Do you see what I'm saying? Most of us are just going along. And that's where that shit got to stop. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, we're now with being educated, being rudely into ourselves, knowing who we are, then we pass the shit down. Do you see what I'm saying? So it has to stop somewhere so we could just change the whole pattern, man. Pattern got to change, man. It's that time. That's what, that's why I'm here, man. I came down here like, yo, let's put an end to this shit. But you know what? Better yet, let's not put an end to it. We understand what's happening, but let's just, what I'm saying, let's make it for the best. Even though it's been for the best, but now it's that time for true transformation. If you see what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I got a lot on my hands. I got a lot on my hands, man. I got a lot to take care of. You know what I'm saying? I'm a busy man. I'm a handyman. Hey, that's the type of work we came to do down here. You see what I'm saying? That's the sacrifice. That's how Jesus died for the world. That is that type of sacrifice that all of those spiritual masters are doing and have done, so that other people could be exposed to this knowledge. You see what I'm saying? But not just this knowledge, but we're also saying, like, what I'm saying, the clarity, the understanding, I mean, well, that's what knowledge does, but, and how it affects you in so many different ways. I'm a handyman. Came here to work. So, motherfuckers, learn. Have an open heart, right? So, as I was saying, so a lot of us spiritual masters, we knew how to land on this earth because we're that good. So that's why when we come, we have an open heart. Now, others now who's still in their journey, because we are the eternal, still in their journey trying to figure it out, like they generally come with a closed mind or a closed heart. They're alive, but they're not aware of their surroundings. That's what you could call like a living corpse. That's i.e., or in other words, that we call it nowadays, dead people, because they're not conscious. Meaning these motherfuckers all about eat, shit, work, and that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's because they're hard, but they're not stepping outside of their boundaries either. And especially as a kid, if you have a lot of disappointments, meaning you're going to keep closing your heart more and more. Your heart is being shit. You shrinking that shit to a point you may not even have a heart to walk around. You know what I'm saying? So that's when motherfuckers are very defensive. Do you see what I'm saying? Because of that closed mind. Whereas somebody who's open minded, or has an open heart, is willing. What most importantly is open to something as simple as a dialogue. You know what I'm saying? Or a conversation, but not in a way where like trying to get at each other, but to a point where it's like it's truly understanding. That's why a lot of people don't know how to communicate. You know what I'm saying? But it goes deeper than that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why what you don't see, that's what shapes your life. So, as a spiritual healer, my job is to help you to identify those blocks. And by you identifying them, in other words, you're making peace with them. It's all different languages. I'll give you a perfect example. It's like back in the days, or maybe more of a Christian person will tell you, I had a revelation. But in today's language, I'll just simply say I had a download. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's just different languages that are being used. And in this language here, the way I just said it, having a revelation, you will classify that as more on an esoteric level. You have to understand what it means. Do you see what I'm saying? That's like, it's the same thing when motherfuckers say you got to slay your dragon. That's that esoteric language that, needs to be deciphered. But as a master, because the master simplicity reveals the master. So what we do, we connect the esoteric language with the day-to-day activity language, the current language, and then that's what you have today as knowledge. Now I'm kicking knowledge to you right now because I'm able to make that connection, and I'm come on now. Y'all in for a treat today. Y'all in for a treat. Brace yourself. Shit, I was just going in. I didn't even shit. So that's what that is. That's also another reason why I can't. It's impossible to dissociate spirituality from your life. That's why everything you're reading has to make sense. You have to connect it to your life. Who the fuck is Jesus? How are you connected to him? What does he represent? But anyway, to get back to that open heart stuff, because that is the key. But and here's the thing, like niggas like me who came to do this work, at one point we had to go dead as well. So as part of the journey, we knew coming down here we had to have an open heart, right? The whole movie Inception, by the way, that's what the whole movie's talking about. If you when Cobb has to get down to Earth, that whole travel, which is the beginning, is actually it tells you the different parts of what we got to go through as we coming being accepted down here. This is our beginning. In the beginning of the movie, that's why it started in water. In so many words, I was being given. This nigga Christopher Nolan, he good. This motherfucker good. But we good too, Nolan. I can see what you're doing out here, baby. Geniuses, brilliant motherfuckers, man. Mm. But anyway, I guess we good, huh? We're swimming with them, right? Come on, man. We gotta stay alive out here. So that's if I'm telling you not to think about a pink elephant, what are you gonna think about? The pink elephant. So therefore, it would go against what we came down here to do. As far as what would be the best way for us to remember the information. Because remember, Cobb was trying to input certain information into that Jesus guy too. That's anyway. I'm not even. Why the fuck am I even talking about Inception? Yes, here's the connection because I was talking about us, the spiritual masters. You'll see all of them had open heart at the very beginning, but as part of their journey now, which means when I came out, a lot of us came out, or what you call the chosen ones came out. We knew there had to be something greater than what we are looking at. Then some of us started in our journey. We started questioning shit. I know for me, I went to so many different, like fucking religions, trying to figure it out. But anyway, that's a whole different story about that too. I went through so many. Oh man. Anyway, because of that open heart. Shit. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of us, our lives, I know for me, I struggle with that. Like, I couldn't understand. Like, why would a motherfucker know that you're stupid, but you ain't doing nothing about it? Right? But the person has a closed mind. So therefore, they may not even realize how stupid that they truly are, too. But they would hear it all the time. People would tell them that, too. And that's when they'll become very defensive. Oh, so I'm stupid, huh? I'm stupid. All right, so what? So he was already closed minded. So whoever's trying to tell him whatever they're trying to tell him to help them to open up their eyes, but unfortunately, being closed hearted, so they're stopping that. So in so many words, that's why people are being so defensive. So a lot of people react based on that. You see what I'm saying? This shit's deep. Oh. Yes, sir. Hmm. I guess we're gonna talk some shit, right? So, so I mean, come on, man. Let's have a little bit of fun too. You know what I'm saying? So when you see a motherfucker be like so defensive, it's like literally like that's a punk ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That don't know how to express their. It's like really in the inside, they're like babies in the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like grown ass baby motherfuckers. Or i.e., or in our language, as a translator, a bitch ass nigga. Or bitch. A bitch ass bitch. However the fuck you want to put it. But in reality, they are really sensitive people. I mean, I'm trying to explain it from different perspective here too. You know what I'm saying? We ain't judging over here. I mean, we're having a little bit of fun, but we also understand how important this is. This is not funny. Like that's the flip side of it. Right? But at the same time, if you're on that type of time, it was funny a little bit though. It was funny just a little bit. Just a little bit. Come on, man. Come on. Let's put it all together. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. That's what being all good is. It's really all Gucci. Goody good. Mm. Okay. So, shall I proceed? Yes, indeed. So, what the fuck was I talking about, man? I'm talking too much shit. Niggers and my niggerettes. All of you mother lovers. So, what was I talking about again? So yeah, so it's very serious because um realistically speaking, somebody's crying out for help. Because in so many words, what they're also doing too, they're crying out for help. Like they don't know how to help themselves, like baby shit. You see what I'm saying? And that's why sometimes, when they see the sun, they gotta run away from it. So now, if you understand that too, as you being a chosen one, or what I'm saying, one of the eternals, you know what I'm saying. So you have that light, and you can't dim that light, baby. Like that's why in so many words, some would love what you're talking about, and some would be it's all good, baby. You can slip on me all you want. You know what I'm saying? But when you wake up to it, though, I was always here. You feel me? That's how we're moving in God's speed on this side. So we're also doing. That's how it could help you to do your shadow work. You know what I'm saying? That's how the term like a light worker comes in, because we're giving sights to the blinds. But we also, if you truly understand, like that's why the light is in the dark. Out of the darkness comes the light. So I had to master both sides of the coin, meaning doing my shadow work, understand some of my blockages, right? And then now have that, that becoming that enlightened one, or the bright ones, you know what I'm saying? The shiny ones. The lucky ones, you know what I'm saying? All the motherfucking ones, you feel me? Zion ones, all them shits, right? So